The fastest car on this road may not be the machine placing it under the greatest stress. Look at Sheikh Zayed Road at dawn. The surface is flawless. It is a ribbon of deep, unbroken black, a mirror catching the reflections of glass towers and moving wealth. It is exactly what a global destination promises: friction removed, perfection engineered. But we are not looking at dawn. Imagine this exact same surface at noon. The air is heavy, the pavement temperature has climbed far higher than the ambient heat, and caught in a creeping line of midday traffic is a heavy commercial truck. Watch the wheel. The road does not crack, it does not explode. Beneath that heavy, slow-moving tire, the material moves by an amount too small for the driver to see. A microscopic yielding. The weight passes. The tire moves on, and the surface, functioning exactly as engineered, springs back. Almost. Every single time a heavy load rests on a heated surface for just a fraction of a second too long, the road recovers, but it does not completely reset. It leaves behind an invisible fraction of a millimeter, a physical memory of the vehicle that just passed. By sunset, that memory is entirely invisible to the naked eye. By tomorrow morning, the cycle begins again. This is how one of the world's most advanced road networks can begin to flow, without ever becoming liquid. This is not a story claiming that roads in the desert are suddenly turning into rivers of tar. If you are waiting for a dramatic, catastrophic melting, where cars sink into bubbling pools of black asphalt, you are looking for the wrong kind of danger. Dubai's engineers understand desert infrastructure exceptionally well. They do not build roads entirely out of simple tar. What we call asphalt is actually a mixture. It is mostly rock-crushed aggregates, providing the skeletal structure of the road. But holding those rocks together is a viscous black substance called bitumen. Bitumen is the binder, and bitumen is a viscoelastic material. That means it does not possess a single, dramatic melting point. It does not suddenly transition from solid rock to liquid soup just because the thermometer hits a specific number. Instead, asphalt does something quieter and far more difficult to notice. As the temperature rises, the binder slowly becomes less stiff. It becomes easier to reshape. This is not an engineering flaw. It is the fundamental physics of the material. No amount of money, no level of advanced urban planning, and no engineering department can give asphalt permission to stop being temperature dependent. To understand how the road actually changes shape under the weight of a growing city, we have to stop looking at the black surface. We have to look beneath it. It is easy to mistake a highway for a solid slab of impenetrable rock, but it is not a shield. It is a highly calibrated, multi-layered system designed to absorb, distribute, and survive pressure. Below the dark surface course lies the structural asphalt. Below that, the base course, then the subbase, and finally, the compacted ground. The aggregate, the rocks, form the skeleton, but the bitumen binder allows the pavement to possess flexibility. When a tire presses down, the layers must accept the force, distribute it downward to prevent the material from shattering, and then bounce back. Think of it like an incredibly dense, industrial memory foam. If you press your hand quickly into memory foam and pull it away, the surface rebounds almost instantly. But if you press harder and hold your hand there for a long time, the indentation stays. Now, imagine heating that material up before you press into it. It becomes exponentially more willing to accept a new shape. A modern road does not merely have to carry the vehicle. It has to forget that vehicle before the next one arrives. If the material is too hot, or if the weight stays on it for too long, the road begins to remember. It keeps a ledger of the weight it has been asked to carry. So, how do you create a lasting mark on a surface built to be invincible? You do not need a bomb. You just need a very specific intersection of time and temperature. At 7 in the morning, the pavement is relatively cool. The binder is stiff. Thousands of cars pass at high speeds. The loading time, the actual fraction of a second the tire touches a specific patch of asphalt, is incredibly brief. The road flexes, recovers, and forgets. By 12 noon, solar radiation has been accumulating for hours. The dark surface absorbs thermal energy relentlessly. The physical pavement is now significantly hotter than the air above it. By 3 in the afternoon, the city's logistics are in full motion. Heavy trucks, massive commuter buses, construction equipment, and crucially, they are not always moving fast. Here is the counterintuitive truth about asphalt. Heat makes the material softer, but slowing down the traffic has the exact same mechanical effect. Because the binder is viscoelastic, an increase in temperature, or a decrease in the speed of the load, affects the material in almost identical ways. A heavy truck moving at 100 kilometers per hour applies a massive but brief shock. A heavy truck crawling through stop-and-go traffic or standing still at a traffic light presses its axle weight into the heated pavement for seconds at a time. The material remains under each load for longer. The structure is asked to hold immense pressure precisely at the moment it is least rigid. Each wheel leaves almost nothing behind, a fraction of a micrometer. Dubai, however, does not have one wheel. Dubai does not step into this battle empty-handed. The infrastructure management here is formidable, operating with a level of precision many cities can only theorize about. The first line of defense is chemical. The city does not just pour standard tar, they utilize performance-graded binders. At high-stress intersections or slow-moving traffic corridors, they can deploy polymer-modified asphalt. These high-temperature mixtures are scientifically formulated to resist permanent deformation, actively fighting the material's urge to yield under extreme heat. The second line of defense is structural: meticulous, aggregate interlocking, controlled air voids, deep, stabilized subbases, and rigorous compaction standards to ensure the skeleton of the road is as dense as physics will allow. The third line of defense is digital. The Roads and Transport Authority is increasingly removing the human limitation from road inspection. They have deployed specialized inspection vehicles equipped with high-resolution cameras, lasers, and sensors. According to RTA data on pilot programs, incorporating artificial intelligence into right-of-way inspections can increase the coverage area by up to 30%, reduce inspection time by at least 70%, and achieve an accuracy rate exceeding 85% compared to traditional manual methods. Smarter mixtures, better compaction, faster, AI-driven detection. On paper, the city appears to be winning. The technology is phenomenal. But detecting damage faster does not reduce the number of surfaces the city must inspect. Let us conduct the autopsy of a rut. It does not happen overnight. It happens in 3 distinct stages of mechanical fatigue. Stage 1 is microscopic. Under high temperatures and slow, heavy loading, the aggregate and the asphalt mortar shift by an imperceptible margin. The surface still looks pristine to the driver. This is not a failure yet. It is just a minor yielding. Stage 2 is where the road begins to physically remember the wheel path. Because vehicles tend to drive in the exact same tracks, lane after lane, day after day, the microscopic shifts begin to compound. A permanent deformation accumulates. A shallow, almost invisible depression begins to form parallel to the flow of traffic. Engineers call this rutting. It might be happening in the top surface layer. It might be originating deeper in the base or the subgrade. Only cutting the road open will reveal the truth. But on the surface, the wheel path has now been written into the pavement. Stage 3 changes the nature of the threat completely. Because once a shape is created by heat and weight, something else discovers it: water. When rain falls on a perfectly crowned road, it runs off the sides. But when rain falls on a rutted road, the water pools in the depressions left by the tires. A seemingly harmless 2-millimeter trench suddenly becomes a linear puddle. For a vehicle moving at high speed, water trapped in a wheel path drastically increases the risk of hydroplaning. The tires lose contact with the aggregate, skating on a thin film of water. Heat helps create the shape. Water learns how to use it. Dubai knows exactly how to engineer against this. The real question is not whether the city has the technology to defend a road. The question is how much surface it must defend. This is where the illusion of infinite engineering breaks down against the reality of infinite growth. Since 2006, Dubai's road network has not just expanded, it has exploded. According to the RTA, the network grew from 8,715 lane kilometers to an astonishing 18,990 lane kilometers. That is an increase of 117%. At the same time, The sheer volume of metal moving across this asphalt is staggering. The RTA has reported that there are approximately 3.5 million vehicles present in Dubai during daytime hours. Draw two lines on a graph in your mind. The first line is resilience. Better binders, smarter mix designs, AI inspections, proactive maintenance. This line is climbing. The city is getting better at protecting its asphalt. But the second line is exposure. More lane kilometers, more vehicles, millions of additional wheel passes every single day, more structural layers absorbing heat, more miles of pavement that must eventually be inspected, closed, milled, and repaved. A more durable kilometer of road does not automatically produce a city with less maintenance when the city keeps multiplying the number of kilometers. Every new lane is not only a new route through Dubai, it is another surface placed beneath the sun and assigned to millions of tires. And then, on one day in April, the problem changed direction. The pressure no longer came from above. A city whose entire brand is built on flawless, uninterrupted luxury relies entirely on the invisible infrastructure beneath it. And in recent years, the climate has begun testing that infrastructure in ways a desert city was historically not forced to prioritize. Look at the sky. The intense, orange heat gives way to deep black. The UAE's third nationally determined contribution report outlines a shifting reality: rising temperatures, higher humidity, longer hot humid seasons, and increasingly unpredictable extreme weather events. In April 2024, a historic storm system stalled over the region. In a matter of hours, some areas recorded up to 250 millimeters of rain, more than a year's worth of precipitation in a single day. Heat and extreme rainfall stress different parts of the exact same pavement system. When immense volumes of water hit a road network, every microscopic flaw, every unsealed joint, and every shallow rut left behind by heavy trucks suddenly becomes a critical vulnerability. Ruts trap the water. Cracks allow moisture to penetrate the surface. If drainage systems are overwhelmed, excess water can infiltrate the unbound base layers beneath the asphalt, weakening the very foundation that holds the road up. When a global tourism hub floods, the damage is not just structural, it is reputational. During extreme weather events, when highways become impassable, the illusion of friction-free travel shatters. Flights are diverted. Tourists are stranded in luxury lobbies. The logistics networks that feed the malls, the hotels, and the airport freeze. The road was designed for a desert. It increasingly has to survive both a furnace and a cloudburst, and it must do so while carrying the weight of a multi-billion-dollar tourism economy on its back. So, how does a city with 18,990 lane kilometers, extreme heat, heavy traffic, and sudden deluges maintain roads that look perfect to the daytime tourist? It does it by never sleeping. It is 2 in the morning. A section of a major arterial road is sealed off with flashing barriers. The commuter traffic is gone. The heavy machinery arrives. A massive milling machine lowers its teeth into the pavement, grinding away the tired, rutted, or aged asphalt layer. Trucks haul the memory of yesterday's traffic away in the dark. A tack coat is sprayed. Fresh, steaming asphalt is laid down by paving machines. Steel drum and pneumatic tire rollers follow immediately, pressing the new mixture to exact density requirements. The lane markings are painted. The barriers are pulled back. The road opens just before the morning rush hour. The perfection you see at 8 a.m. is not a miracle of invincible materials. It is the result of a relentless, highly funded, nocturnal maintenance machine. The illusion is not that Dubai's roads never age. The illusion is that their flawless appearance requires no continuous reconstruction. The city can make the material stronger, but there are only 3 ways to change the equation itself. If the goal is to stop the road from remembering the weight of the city, infrastructure planners have 3 main levers they can pull. The first lever is to build a stronger material, use even higher-grade polymer-modified asphalt, deploy stone matrix asphalt on heavy truck routes, demand absolute perfection in compaction and quality assurance. But this has limits. It is expensive, requires meticulous construction conditions, and no mixture is immortal. A pavement must balance rutting resistance against fatigue cracking and moisture damage. If you make it too stiff to rut, it might become too brittle to flex. The second lever is to keep the surface cooler. If temperature makes the binder weak, lower the temperature. Pilot programs in the UAE have experimented with reflective cool pavement coatings. In one specific pilot, increasing the surface albedo, its ability to reflect sunlight from roughly 20% to 70%, dropped the observed surface temperature from about 60 degrees Celsius to 47 degrees Celsius. A massive reduction. But you cannot simply paint 18,990 lane kilometers overnight. Coatings cost money, they require maintenance, they can affect skid resistance, and reflecting heat off the road means reflecting it somewhere else, often at pedestrians or surrounding buildings. The third lever is the hardest: change when and how the load arrives. This means strictly managing heavy truck logistics, reducing stop-and-go congestion, expanding public transit. Imagine a future where the road network schedules heavy loads not only around congestion, but around the physical temperature of the pavement itself, using embedded thermal sensors to dynamically route heavy trucks only when the binder is stiff enough to carry them. Dubai can make the asphalt stronger. It can make the surface cooler, or it can change the way weight moves through the city. But none of those paths makes maintenance disappear. Look back at Sheikh Zayed Road at night. The heavy traffic has thinned out. The headlights of the remaining cars trace red and white lines across the dark landscape. If you place a camera low to the ground, catching the artificial streetlights at a shallow angle, you might just see it. A faint, long shadow running parallel to the lane, a slight deviation in the wheel path. These roads do not have to liquefy to become a warning. They only have to become slightly easier to reshape in the afternoon. They only have to retain a fraction of each heavy load. They only have to accumulate one almost invisible millimeter at a time. By tomorrow morning, that specific lane may have been inspected. The wound may have been cut away in the dark. The perfect, flat surface may have been meticulously restored for the next wave of residents and tourists. But asphalt has a form of memory. Dubai's roads will not fail because they suddenly become rivers of melted tar. The danger begins only if they start remembering each summer faster than the city can erase it. The information presented in this documentary regarding pavement mechanics, material science, and infrastructure data is based on general engineering principles, RTA public data releases, FWA guidelines, and the UAA NDC 3.0 report as of recent publications. Pavement performance varies significantly based on specific local mixtures, precise structural designs, and real-time maintenance protocols. If you want to understand the invisible systems keeping our modern world alive, from the asphalt beneath our wheels to the power grids above our heads, hit the subscribe button. Let us know in the comments, what other hidden urban infrastructures should we investigate next?